welcome back to SherubIN's activities. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you what are the basic pencils I use for doing any pencil sketch. So all of these help in blending or doing an outline. They help in different ways. Each pencil has its own help. So they're just basic, they're not just that professional. And I'll also show you what are the other things I use for doing any pencil sketch. And I'll show you how the tools help me. So let's get started. Before we get started, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And now let's actually get started. So here I've got my stuff. My pencils, my blending stumps, my tissue, the type of erasers, compasses, and many more. So let's get started. So let's start with pencils, and I'll be showing you how they're used. So first we'll start with HB. So this is the pencil, HB pencil. This just draws a little light. This actually has a fine tip, and it can go from dark, but it's commonly used for sketching and a little bit of shading. So this is how it does things. It can do it light and it can't do it dark, both, but I prefer it being used in sketching. When it comes to drawing guidelines, this is what I prefer because it does things very light, and yeah, I really like it for sketching. Next we'll move on to 2B. This also has a really fine tip like this, and it is also good for sketching. Look, it's really light, but I don't think this can be used for shading because I simply think it doesn't give that much darkness. It's not comfortable when we give a dark shade. Only like or thick, like this one, which is 6B, it is comfortable for shading. We'll see more about 6B later. And I don't know if this is used for shading or sketching, but I simply think it's comfortable for drawing guidelines and light sketches. So we'd say this is just like HB pencil. Now let's move on to 3B pencil. This is a little like flexible one. It can do dark shading, and it can do a little middle tone, and it can do a little light tone. So this is a really good pencil, a flexible one, and yeah, it can do dark shades, it can do light shades, it can do guidelines. A really good pencil which I prefer we can use for I wouldn't say this is just for drawing guidelines because I don't know, it just does a little dark, and yeah, when it comes to shading, it is really good. I don't prefer this for drawing guidelines. So after 3B, I don't prefer any pencil for guidelines. Well, we're continuing with the lighter pencils, but after 3B, everything is gonna be like dark shading pencil. So we're gonna move on to the H pencils, like 3H, F, and 2H pencils. Because the pencils after this are going to be dark pencils, and now we're discussing about light pencils. So now I'll show you about the F pencil. F, looks like F. I don't know, I've never used this one like very commonly. I prefer using this for light sketches, like doing the outline. It can do a dark shade, but it doesn't look that much dark. You can see that here. Anyway, I guess this is good for it is suitable for light sketches, outlines, and guidelines. So I prefer using this for guidelines. And next, let's move on to 2H. 2H pencil is flexible. I'd say it's flexible, but not that much for doing dark ones. Like dark shadings, it's not that much comfortable for doing dark shading, but I think it's a little nice for using a chisel tip and doing a light sketch. The H pencils, I think they're great for guidelines and light sketches. However, the 3H pencil is just the same. So next, let's move on to the B pencils again. Now let's see the 4B pen. This is also a very flexible pencil, just like 3B. Well, for doing any realistic drawing or any drawing, and you want to use just one pencil, I prefer using a 4B. You know, it's really flexible. It can do a medium tone and a light tone and a dark tone. So yeah, it's good and flexible. You can draw guidelines with it, you can do any outline, or you can also do a shading. So it's a very flexible pencil and it's great. And now let's check out 5B pencil. So I really like the color of it. 5B, and it's a little darker than 4B. It can do dark shades, but I prefer using it for doing midtones, medium tones, and light tones. When it is blunt, it is really nice for doing light tones. See, it's now blunt and it is doing a really good light tone, and I prefer using this for guidelines. And now let's go to 6B pencil. 6B is really dark. Look at this. This is really dark, and I'd prefer using this for darkening only and for dark shading. You can also do a light shade, but when overlapping the colors a lot may cause a dark shade. So that is why it has a thick lead and mostly for dark shades. And now let's go on to the king of dark pencils, 8B. Okay, this is only made for dark shadings. Oh my god, look how dark that is. It shines like that. Oh, look at this. So this is only for the lid came off. Yeah, it's only for dark things. And that's it. We've seen how all these pencils work, and these work pretty good. We know that. So each pencil has its own work for art, on art. Darkening, lightening, each pencil does each work. And now let's go on to the other tool we're gonna know about. And now we're gonna know about our blending stump. Blending stumps are like paper. They're just like hard, get dirty, but you can use like a sandpaper or something like that, or rough substance for cleaning it. See, this one's clean and this one is not. I've got a set of 5 with me today. I've got a #1, which is slightly broke, put on a lot of pressure while drawing, #2, and #4, #5, and #6. The more the number increases, the more they are thick. Now I'll show you how they work. #1 is used for small places. Now I'll show you. I'm taking a 2B pencil. You know, I told you this is just for outlines, and I'm just gonna shade a little in here. It can shade a little, but only for light things. You know that. And now I want to blend it. I can't use a big blending stump, or it's gonna get all outside. So that is why we're gonna use the small blending stump. And this small blending stump will come of great use. The blending is adequate. I really like its blending. So will you. So this is used for small surfaces, and you know, this is used for large ones. And now let's see the #2. This is also for small surfaces. Suppose you want to blend like an edge of a place, like a small one, you can use #2. Like so you can see that #2 is useful for blending these edges of small surfaces, small things when you're drawing. Now let us directly move on to #4. Now I got a really huge box in here, and I'm gonna shade a little like here. Now with #4, I blend this box. And yeah, it's really smooth. And I want to tell you that alternative for a blending stump is you can use any makeup brush or even a paint brush or a earbud. They work just as good as the blending stumps. Now let's move on to hashtag 5. Is this hashtag 5? Yes, it is hashtag 5. And now okay, we're gonna use hashtag 5. Oh, this is a clean side. I'm gonna use the other side. Well, you need not worry about using the clean side. Well, it's a little short. That's why I did not use it. So you can see that it blended very well. And yeah, this is for blending thick surfaces. That is when we're gonna use the hashtag 6, a broad and thick one. It is kind of useful, but I have this one broader than this one, so I can use this. This is the work of the hashtag 6 blending stump. We now know which blending stump has which work. We now know which blending stump does what. And now let's move on to the next tool we're gonna know about. So guys, when I talked about the blending stumps, I realized I said hashtag 5, hashtag 4 like that. And it's not hashtag, it's number 5, number 4. So my mom corrected me on that, and I also realized that the video's duration was too long. So I'll meet you on part 2 of this video. Until then, bye.